Hey, what's going on, Players Lounge? Aaron Murray, your host. And big news before we get to our incredible guest tonight. Got a great guest. We have a sponsor, Kanga Cooler, our first sponsor of the show. Let me tell you this badass cooler right here. 12 beers right now. It's golfing season, it's boating season. I'm a wannabe golfer, so I'll be on the golf course a lot. We got members coming up, member guests coming up. We'll be at the lake. I'll be at my parents' house. The great thing about this cooler right here, 7 hours, no ice. You just put it in, it stays cold 7 hours. And plus, it looks cool. Look at that Georgia here, little G here. You're in style on the boat, have some fun. 7 hours, no ice. Promo code TPL 2023, 10% off. Go get your cooler for the summertime. Speaking of cool, my man with the coolest hair on the football team, just a really cool Florida guy. He's from Florida, though, too. Carson Beck joining the show tonight. Talk a little bit about what's going on as we get closer and closer to spring practice. Carson in the Rankin Smith Center, the death of all student athletes, where we go to just grind over academics. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. Like you said, I mean, just trying to, be a good student athlete and get it done off the field as well. So,
Good for you. So many guys don't appreciate the degree you can get from Georgia because it's a hard ass school to get into now. Like it is really tough to get into. That
Mhm.
degree means something. So, what non super football class are you studying for?
Right now I'm taking a legal class, and that's what I just had tutoring for. Not fun at all.
Are you
I can't
are you
lie.
trying to be a lawyer one day?
No.
So what's
It's
the
just a
legal class
required
for?
class I have to take.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
required class I have to take. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's all good.
I know our boy Stet wants to be a lawyer, I think, when it's all said and done. So we'll see how
Mhm.
long the NFL lasts for him, but I think he wants to go back and get his law degree. What are you getting your degree in? Educate us on that.
Um, so I was doing communications and I was going to do journalism, but way too much writing for me. So I went the easy route with sports management. So it's kind of, little business side, little, sports side. So it works out though. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and it kind of fits into what you're doing too, so that makes
Yeah,
it
for
that you know it. Like it's an easy transition from playing, getting kind of behind the scenes to see how the organization works, and then jumping into it one day too is perfect. I wish I would have done. I wish I'd done what more media would have helped me out
sure.
early on in my career.
Yeah.
How's off season going? I know spring ball is right around the corner. Spring break's coming up soon. Kind of give us some of your plans there. What you've been up to these past 2 months.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, it's a little different, I think. I mean, it was the same way last off season, but we get a shorter time span because of the national championship, so we lose a few weeks compared to like the first and second springs that I was here, where we got like a 8 or 9 week period, so we lost a few weeks due to being in the national championship. But so it's really fast paced. We do a lot. We try to fit a lot in when it comes to working out, conditioning, football. And these last 2 weeks really pick up the pace a lot, and we call it dog time, which I'm sure you've heard of. And yeah, no, but it's been really good, and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
Because people don't really understand. Like you guys have played more football than anyone else in the country these past 2 years. While everyone else is, maybe a bowl game before Christmas, right after Christmas, they get to enjoy New Year's. They get to kind of relax a little bit for 2 weeks. Actually, get to enjoy a legitimate Christmas break. You guys are grinding, practicing, watching film, playing football games, winning championships. I'd have it no other way, obviously, but it does take a toll on the body at the end of the day. For you, this has to feel a little bit different though, just because I mean you're the older guy now, like you are the veteran in the quarterback room. I believe you're the oldest one.
Yeah.
What is that like in those meetings or in the workouts, being one of the older guys on the football team all of a sudden?
It's definitely a little different. It kind of started to settle in a little bit last year because I mean, obviously Stetson is way older, but I was getting to that point. Like I was getting to that point. I was in my third year. I was getting older, but now being one of the older guys on the team and oldest guy in the quarterback room, I feel like there's a lot expected of me. So like in meetings, questions are directed at me. I'm expected to know that. In a workout, I'm expected to lead and do things the right way and, show others by example. During runs, I'm supposed to finish through the line, show people how it's done. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fun, and I think I'm trying to accept the role as it comes, and I really enjoy it a lot.
Would you say that's the hardest thing for you to do personally? Is like take that leadership role because it's tough. I mean, it's 85 scholarship guys, it's the walk-ons too, it's the students, it's the fans, it's everything. Like it is like a straight and narrow. Like yes, everything you do as a quarterback at Georgia gets judged from the lifting to the running to the academic side of things to saying hi to people or walking around campus. Like every little detail is now examined and put under a microscope. I think now more than ever. How tough is it in today's world to kind of shorten that burden a little bit, especially after a team that's coming off back-to-back national championships?
Yeah, I think it kind of just comes with the territory, and you understand that. I mean, you did it, you've done it before me. It comes with the territory, and um, to like someone who's given a lot is expected in return. So um, I kind of just am trying to accept the position and role that I'm in, and just attack every day. Every day is another opportunity, and if I attack every day and try to be elite, I'm gonna keep getting better.
Well, you just have to worry about all the pictures and Snapchats and Instagrams and TikToks and like like when I was like early in my day, these damn these iPhones right here, they weren't as popular as they are today. So like I didn't have to worry too much about maybe acting the fool at Bourbon Street on top of a bar. And then
Yeah,
all of a sudden, junior senior year, you got to kind of be a little bit careful because everyone's out to get you. Everyone's trying to get a picture to go viral somewhere. So it's really interesting being in y'all shoes in today's age and just the way the world works nowadays. Um,
definitely.
you brought up the third year thing, and I was reading an article 2 weeks ago, and it was a really good article. The Athletic did it. It was about the transfer portal and quarterbacks, and they examined like all the top quarterbacks over the past few years, and like 80% of them who didn't start in their first 2 years transferred, and like 98% of guys who didn't start within 3 years transferred. You were the only quarterback of like the past 4 years who actually has kind of stuck it out. That is stayed committed to their university. Why? Of the ability for you because you're talented as hell. I said it 2 years ago when I saw you playing a scrimmage. I was like, dude, this kid is legit. I've talked to coaches. Everyone loves you. Sometimes just timing doesn't work out, and you kind of have to wait your turn. But you didn't have to. You could have gone somewhere else. Why stay at Georgia? Why stay for as long as you have?
I mean, obviously I came here for a reason in the first place. So kind of obviously things don't go your way sometimes, like you said, and waiting isn't the first option, as you just clearly stated with the percentages of people that have left and quarterbacks that have left. But for me, I don't know. Like I said, I came here for a reason, and obviously the situation didn't work out the way I wanted to, but it's not my plan. And at the end of the day, things are going to work out the way they're supposed to, and I feel like the knowledge that I've been able to gain and watch two really good quarterbacks and Stetson who had really good 2 last years, kind of just develop underneath that and make sure that when I do finally get my chance that I'm fully ready and capable for anything that might be thrown my way.
Just so rare. I mean, I just remember like when I was going through like the high school, there was never an expectation to start 4 years. There's never an expectation to start 3 years. Like kind of the mindset for a lot of quarterbacks coming out of high school is like, okay, wait your turn and hopefully you get 2 years. You start maybe your red shirt sophomore, junior season and then go to the NFL or junior, senior season, then having a chance at the NFL. Like there was never this, I'm going to come in as a freshman and be a 4 year starter. Now all of a sudden it is kind of that expectation because of, these guys like you come in so much more prepared because of the offenses you kind of play in during high school. But just to be honest, just to kind of dive into this deeper, there's not like a girl on campus that kind of kept you there. That's not the deal. This is just pure love for Georgia football.
Yeah, no, I really do appreciate the way that our coaches run the organization, Coach Smart, and obviously with Coach Monken being here, I've learned an immense amount about the game of football. I thought I knew a lot when I first came in, and the amount of knowledge that I know about football now is ridiculous at the quarterback position. Not even that, just defense, offense, offensive line, running backs, wide receivers, every single possible thing. But and then obviously just the way that we run the organization and the standard that we hold, it's a lot of fun to be a part of, and obviously everyone enjoys winning. So if you want to win, I mean, you come to the University of Georgia.
Yeah, no, you got two big old rings and a chance to win three next year. I want to the Monken thing. What is it? Is it the X's and O's? Is it the explanation of like how a defense works that you're going to face that kind of gives you a better understanding of how the offense works? To that, like, what was your big aha, oh my God moment with Monken? Like, wow, like I can now see football in a whole different way.
I feel like he's very intricate when it comes to game planning and understanding an opponent defense and how to attack it. And that's one of the biggest things that I learned from him watching, like, the play sheet is huge. There's so many different plays and so many different play calls that he can make in certain different situations. And honestly, it was fun to watch because he would dissect defenses with his play calls. You know what I'm saying? And it'd almost be like perfect call, perfect call, perfect call, perfect call. And then we're just driving down the field and we're putting up, I don't know how many points we averaged this year. I think it was the most that we have in a while. But that part of it, and then also in the meeting room, how he's just able to explain different concepts and understanding where to go with the ball based off what the defense is giving us based on a certain play. All of that kind of combined, kind of made up who Todd Monken is.
I know you've had a year to see him or be around him, but be ready for my boy Bobo because he's coming in hot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very entertaining in the meetings. Expectations are high, but I think, and I love Monken, and obviously I've got to interact with Monken, not to your level or Stetson's level or anyone else, but like the one thing that you'll love about Bobo is the fact that he will give you a lot of leeway in the sense of your input. Like he's going to be very much of like, what do you see? What do you like? What do you want? What are you feeling this week? Give me your plays you like. I was expected like every Monday, or even Sunday night, I'd show up and be like, okay, here's what I like. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I feel like is going to work this week. And we kind of work through that
Yeah.
throughout the week. So like, he's so good because he's been in our shoes of kind of understanding like, hey, we're the ones out there playing.
Yeah.
And if we feel good about something, then it's going to go. And if not, we're going to kind of hold back. But he's awesome. You're gonna really like him, enjoy him. Kind of what's that initial reaction been like, or conversations been like with him as you guys get ready for spring?
Yeah, no, I really like Coach Bobo, and whenever Coach Faulkner left last year, whenever he went to Tech, Bobo worked with us for a few days leading up to the national championship, and I was like, I really like this guy. He worked the hell out of us. Our indies were fast paced, up tempo. I was like, okay, like this guy, he knows what he's doing. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously when he got named OC, I was obviously very excited about that because it's like in house. It's not like we're taking somebody from out. So I'm like, okay, we might keep some of the same stuff. Obviously, he's going to put his spin on it, but not going out of our organization and keeping someone that has been a part of Georgia for such a long time. I really enjoy, and obviously we've met and talked, but it'll be a lot of fun, and I think our offense will have a new spin on it for sure.
All right, last thing before I let you go, just because spring ball's coming, it's gonna be a fun little competition with you guys, the quarterback spot. I guess somewhat words of advice because I went through a competition with Matt back in the day, and for me, the thing that I struggled with the most was always comparing myself to what he was doing. Like it was hard because like you want to win the battle, like you understand, like this is my opportunity to be the starting quarterback at Georgia, but at times I felt like I was so fixated with what he was doing and not necessarily what I needed to do. Like I was always looking over my shoulder, like we would be doing 7-on-7, Mets doing 1-on-1s, and I hear like an uproar, like, oh my gosh, whoa. And Met threw like a dime. And I'm like, oh damn, now I gotta go out there and do something spectacular. And at the end of the day, and I even felt like this kind of hurt me in the league too. At the end of the day, like you can't worry about the other guy.
Okay.
You just have to execute the offense, and you
Mm-hmm.
just have to do. It's not about always making the big play. It's about making the next right play, whether that's a check down, whether that's throwing the ball away. Like, don't feel like you have to be a superhero. Don't feel like you have to compare yourself because the guy before you just went 5 for 5 on 7-on-7, whatever it is. Like, you just focus on your process and what the coaches want you to run and execute, and that's all that matters. And I kind of learned that the hard way a couple times in my career. So just a little thing for you, because I know you're super talented. I know you're competitive as hell, but like you just worry on about you and what you need to do, man, you'll kick ass this spring and heading into next year, which I'm excited. So I'll leave you with that word of advice, but then just kind of get your thoughts on it too. Of like, how do you, how are you mentally preparing yourself for these next 2 months to really take control of this offense, to take control of this football team, and kind of assert yourself as possibly QB1?
Yeah, like I feel like you said, like you can fall into that trap of, you know, comparing yourself and being so aware of others around you. And obviously it can be detrimental to you at times. And that's something that I definitely try to stray away from and just focus on myself and the plays that I'm going in for. How can I run this play and execute this play, like the best that I can in this moment? You know what I'm saying? And then if it goes well, okay, next play. If it goes bad, okay, next play. You know, that I feel like that's been my biggest focus, just growing and getting older and being in the system and understanding the game of football itself, that you don't have to do anything spectacular, like really spectacular. You just have to be yourself. And for me, that's making the right play at the right time. And if it's time to take a shot, it's time to take a shot. If you got to take a sack, you got to take a sack. But biggest thing is just doing what you're taught and doing what you're coached to do, and just really executing the offense at the end of the day. So that's my biggest focus kind of going into spring, is focus on myself and what I can do each day.
I remember when I got cut from the Chiefs, I was having a great camp, like practice wise. Like I was killing in practice, like doing everything perfect. Like we'd get our grades after practice and the stats, and I was like completing 70-80% of my passes between all drills. I was taking care of the football, touchdowns, no picks, all that. Then the games came along, and I would, the night before the game, like, man, I'm gonna throw 3 touchdowns. I'm gonna be like 18 to 22 with, three tutties and 200 yards, and I'm gonna be here on the depth chart, and I'm gonna be the backup to Alex Smith. And that was kind of like, you dream big. And I went out there and I tried to make that happen. And I played like crap, and I turned the ball over. And I remember sitting down with Coach Reed when I got cut, and Coach Reed's like, dude, all you had to do was do what you were doing in practice. And all you had to do was just run our offense the way you were running it in practice. That's all you had to do. He's like, you were kicking butt. And then you try to showboat in the game and try to do all this heroic stuff, and you got cut. And I was like, damn, man, I got a little too cocky and a little bit too stupid, try to do too much instead of, like you said, just run the offense, show them that you can handle the playbook and they can trust you. And that is all that matters at the end of the day. But man, I'm excited to see you do your thing. I've been excited for you to get your shot for these past couple of years. You're uber talented, and it's time to shine, brother. So good luck in spring. We're excited to watch you, and best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, that's Carson Beck getting ready for his big time spring. And don't forget Kanga Coolers, TPL 2023, 10% off, 7 hours. No ice. You don't need ice. Just go on the boat for 7 hours. You'll be good. 12 cans can fit in this bad boy too. Make sure you go get them, and we will catch you next week on another episode of the Players Lounge.